Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Pinky Hooks. I'm Shania Lancaster, and I figured I would give you guys an update on how Saturday's class went. Now, before we get started, if this is your first time stopping by, okay, welcome. I know I look tired. I just got off of work, folks. It's been a long day. But anyway, before we get started, please hit the like button. I can't even talk. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. If y'all hear any noise, y'all know who that is making noise. It's Ruby. She been super quiet. You know, she watched me bring up my lunch bag, everything. As soon as she saw me set up this tripod and put the phone and freshen up my makeup, she was just like, showtime, scratch. Anyway, yeah, this video is to give y'all an update on what happened on Saturday with Saturday's class. I was supposed to release it Saturday, but this past weekend, let me tell y'all what happened. I was surprised that I even pulled it off, because what y'all don't know was that after I had did my first class the previous weekend, what you guys don't know is that I actually was scheduled for oral surgery that Monday, last Monday morning. And I had oral surgery done on my top and bottom left for extractions and bone grafting, all the way in the back. I got so many teeth in the back, y'all, nobody's even going to know. But I know. You know why? Because my face was out to here. I vomited for 2 days because of the painkillers. I currently have 17 stitches in my mouth. So if you looked at yesterday's video for my Mother's Day, if you notice my face was more round, it's not just the extra weight. It was because this guy was steadily going down. If you look at the video, you can tell, like, oh yeah, her face was real chunky. Like, I had a lot of cotton balls, like as if I was the Godfather, but they was all shifting over here. So this Thursday, I have to go back to the surgeon to get the stitches removed and pull out whatever membranes are left, and then they will schedule, because I need to do the same thing to the right side. So the month of May for me, like, if y'all see my face going in and out, it's because I'm in the process of having different extractions and grafting, which is funny that that's what I do for a living. I order implants and grafting materials for oral surgeons that we're partnered with. Anyway, nevertheless, so let me give y'all an update now, since I just got home, because I'm gonna hurry up and try to do this before she starts making a whole bunch of noise. Saturday's class. So do y'all remember when I said that Saturday, the first class, remember, eight people signed up originally, right? But only 4 showed up, 4.5. I'm so scared she's about to do it again. Why am I scared of a rabbit? It still hurts, even though I know I was smiling yesterday, because I'm paying for it. So I smiled so much yesterday, the stitches, because what's now they're scraping on the side of my jaw. Anyway, so originally it was set up for 8 people, right? Remember I said 4.5 came, 4.5, half meaning that somebody showed up late, stopped by, but didn't sit down for the class, and told me that she would be in this past Saturday's class, okay? And she was the one that I was going to allow to come back, because she actually has beginner's experience. And so I was expecting really 5, but this past Saturday, only 3 showed up. One of the women who was there, I don't know how. Well, I guess I do. I guess that's discernment. I felt like she wasn't going to show back up. I really did. I had a funny feeling. I didn't want to be negative and put out that vibe out there in the universe, but I kind of figured it. She wasn't going to come back, and I was right. I knew it. So I only had 3. And what this weekend's was, my goal was, I really wanted to teach them the single crochet and the half double crochet, but we only got to the single crochet. So with that being said, my concern is that this is a 4-week course. And remember, my goal was to have them come out of this class having created something. Like they're supposed to come out with a finished product. And remember, I said when there was 4 of them, 2 of them said they wanted bookmarkers. The other 2 said that they wanted dishcloths. Now, I guess we still got time, because on Saturday, we just had time to cover the actual single crochet. And the way this Saturday went, because the conference room has a big screen TV. And so what I did was put it on YouTube, and we actually played parts of my basic 101 crochet video. And so now they're looking at it like the way you guys are looking at it when I do a tutorial, and they're seeing it from a bird's eye view, because now y'all know that I film under a magnifying glass. And for some reason, this is all I heard was like, oh, like, because you can see it clearly. It's funny that they was like, ooh, because on the TV, but I'm standing here in person, but I get it. I totally get it. I don't know what it is, but however they get it, I'm good with it. Whether they're looking at the video or I'm standing in front of them in person, I'm good with it. So basically, just to wrap that part up, they did fairly well. Because what I had them do was, I said, okay, because I already know everybody came in with long chains. They had all been practicing. So that was a good thing, because that let me know, like, oh, you've been doing something throughout the week, right? And so, Ruby, is that you? Oh, I didn't know what that was on my foot. I was like, it was a bug. But it was Ruby. Anyway. They had been practicing their chains, and my concern was, let me see if they know how to start a chain again. So I said, okay, since we're going to learn the single crochet, I'm going to make sure that you guys start again, and just like I suspected, everybody was just like, wait, how you get this thing started again? But they did good. They did good. And so I just had them make a short chain so that we could hurry up and jump into doing a single crochet. And so time flew, and next thing I know, an hour was gone. You know what I'm saying? One student, she stayed back, we fellowship, whatever, and she is really shown a passion for this, because from day one she told me why she wanted to learn how to crochet. And she said that when she learns it, and she already knows everything she wants to make, she wants to teach it to her granddaughter. Like, she wants to pass it down. So the fact that when you get someone that wants to come in and not only learn from themselves, they're coming in to learn not for themselves, but to pass the skill on to the next generation. I'm just like, gobble, gobble, gobble. I'm eating that up like all day long. Like, yeah, it's food to my soul. You know what I mean? Like, I like that, and I was digging her vibes. Like, I really dig this lady. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just really connected. And we actually, by the time me and her done, it was 1:00. So the leasing office, thank God, they didn't have to show any apartments or whatever. So I was able, Ruby, stop playing around. So I was able to, like sit there and go over and just practice with her or whatever. Now, back to my concern about how this class is going to go, because we have now 2 Saturdays left. And now my concern is that I am not interested in rushing through just to say, oh no, I said they're going to have a project when they come out. I want them to learn properly the basics. So I did express to them, hey, I don't know, timeline we on, that hour goes by pretty quick. So I wanted to say, look, I'm going to be transparent with you guys. I would like for you to have a finished project, But if you are serious about learning this skill, then I would like to see you guys back here in June so we can continue. You know what I mean? Now, being that 2 of them want to do dishcloths, originally I had 2 that wanted to do bookmarkers, but the other bookmarker didn't show up. So what I'm saying is these are still simple projects. Do you guys think that I can, like, we got 2 more Saturdays to go. I can start them right on the project. Like, once I see them this Saturday review their work that they've been doing the week, and if I think they're strong enough, I mean, should I just go ahead and get them started on their projects that they want to do? I'm thinking I should. I mean, it's single crochet. You can definitely make a bookmarker or a dishcloth out of single crochet. I know when I do dishcloths and face cloths, I usually do single, maybe half, but single. Yeah, I think they'd be okay, right? Y'all think that's enough time? Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, so that's how that went. And as far as the other person not showing up, I don't know how to feel about it. The leasing office made it very clear when they sent out the emails and the text messages when they first announced that I was going to be holding classes. I said a little bit about this last week when I was giving y'all the update, but and I don't know. I mean, they're not obligated. It's not like you not calling out, like you don't call your boss when you don't come into work, right? But like my friend said, I have a friend that said, girl, the reason why, like, the other people that had originally signed up and they didn't show up, they didn't even give a courtesy call. They probably feel like, well, it's free. Why do I need to call anybody? Maybe they feel like I'm an adult. Why do I don't need to answer you, So this is where I'm going to have to be the bigger person, as usual. Now, sometimes I can be a little person too, but sometimes I can be big, little, depends on the mood that I'm in. I am going to have to be the bigger person on this because I could be, like, have a hoity attitude, like, I'm offering free services and giving you free supplies. And just call the leasing office. That's why I was upset when the class booked for 8 originally within a day and a half, and then people didn't even call. And trust me, my apartment complex from last week's class, not this past Saturday, the week before, come Monday morning or Tuesday morning, they went ahead and they did send out an email to those people or text messages to those 4 people that never showed up and said, we stress that this is a 4-month or 4-week class. And you took seats. You took seats that other people wanted. That's not fair. That's not fair. You gotta, don't hog a seat and then you don't show up. It'd be different. Like if you were showing up for the basketball game and you paid for those tickets. Okay, well, you don't show up, but you lost your money. But somebody else this is a free class. Somebody else who really wanted to show up, now they gotta wait until the next class. And then poor little things, they probably crossing their fingers like, I hope this lady want to continue. And I knew the risk that I was taking. Y'all know that I have yarn to spare, but the hooks is something different. Now, I'm not complaining that, okay, I already knew it could turn out like this. So, my dad had already warned me when I had first came up with this idea, and he said, Shania, if it don't succeed, don't worry about it. The fact is you still had an idea. You had an idea. This may fall through, but it will lead you to other things. So again, you know what? Really, to tell you the truth, how intimate it was, like I got all excited, again, Saturday morning, I was nervous because my jaw was really still swollen. And my speech I was kind of like still talking out the side of my mouth. Certain words, I know I talk real fast with y'all, but certain words, like today at work, they was like, oh yeah, we could see that you still had it because I'll hold my lips in a certain position. But anyway, I was still excited, even though I wasn't 100%. I went out, I got I had went to the donut shop. I had bought donuts for the class, you know. And I was just like, yay, you know, like we like a little, you know, cute little crocheting class. And I was excited, y'all. I was really, really excited. Only one person ate one donut, and I had to give one donut to the leasing lady. So I came back home with 10 donuts. I had to find somebody else that I could give donuts away to. I was like, I can't be sitting up here eating all these damn donuts. But yeah, and it's cool. It's cool. But anyway, yeah, so that's how the class went. So I just want to be able to teach them everything. I just don't want to teach them the mechanics of crocheting, meaning the actual mechanics, like this is the motion that you're doing, you know. I don't want to just teach them that. I want to teach them the verbiage and what things mean, you know, or whatever. And I want them to be educated. You know, I'm still learning myself now. I'm about to tell y'all some quick little stories that happened to me over the weekend. So, Friday night, I sat in live chat on Thriss and Stitches, her channel. So if y'all been stopping by Thriss she is one yarn dyeing crazy lady, man. She has been dyeing yarn like crazy. So, you know, lately I've been obsessed with watching her or watching Mama G's, you know, like this whole entire dyeing thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, dang, I gotta get into that game. How can I be on, you know, with y'all? So I was sitting there watching it, and I love, you know, all the people that was in chat. I think she had like, it might have been like 108 of us in that chat on Friday. And I forgot who asked her, because they came on late. So by this time she had the yarn in 2 pans. I think she was just about to start her third color combination. And somebody said, what is that in the pan? Or something. It was just the way that she had the yarn. And then I forgot how we got to it, but basically Thriss kept saying, she was like, yeah, when this is done, and she was just like, yeah, and then when you're done with this and you got it, you take it out, you got your hank. I kept hearing hank. I kept seeing hank. The word hank, H-A-N is in Nancy, K, in the thing. And I was like, what the hell is a hank? I didn't know. So I decided to take a chance, y'all. And I said, what's a hank? And I forgot who it was in the chat said, Pinky Hooks. Are you being serious right now? Yes? I didn't know, right? And then when they said it, and they wasn't saying it like, you know, you gotta, sometimes, you know, words through text messages can seem like they're mean or whatever. It wasn't like that. They were like really shocked, like, tell me you're not serious right now. You don't know what a hank is? I had no idea what a hank, because first of all, just the word, I was like, hank? What are they talking about? And then I started thinking, like, there's a whole bunch of ladies on here. And I have sat in some live chats where, you know, Friday night or whatever, and everybody start making little, they not vulgar, but they make their little dirty jokes here and there. And I was just like, oh God, I was just like, man, if I find out hank is what I think, I thought it was something dirty. I didn't want to know. I wanted to know, but I didn't want to know. So I tell you who was in the live chat, and if they're watching this video, they can attest to it. So finally, everybody started, like the words start scrolling up, and everybody starts saying, Shia, hank is the way the yarn is wrapped, you know, like in a long thing. Now let me tell you what I thought it was called. So, you know, when the yarns are like in that long, the rope, the way they, you know, when it's like a rope, thank God I didn't like try to teach my students this. I thought they were called pretzel twists. That's what I thought. I would have been steady talking to y'all like, look, I got this great pretzel twist yarn at Hobby Lobby on clearance. And y'all would have been like, Pinky Hooks, why are you calling it pretzel twist? Is that a new yarn? And I would have been like, no, it's pretzel twist yarn. But I didn't know. Like, okay, like skein, cake. I never knew what that twist was called. I didn't know it was called hank. I'm so glad that it turned out to be clean because I thought it was a man's parts. I was just like, oh, I got to get out this chat if they say something dirty. Ruby girl, don't look at me like I'm crazy. I thought it was dirty. All right, then y'all probably like, Shine, your mind's in the gutter. Anyway, yeah, so what I'm saying is apparently I don't really know. It was just like how embarrassed I felt when I asked y'all the week before last. I was like, yeah, what is this LYS? What are y'all talking about? All of y'all started saying local yarn shop, Pinky. Shania, that stands for local yarn shop. Hey, Pinky, I believe it stands for local yarn shop. Pinky hooks. It stands for like your local, not like your big people. I was just like, doom bum ba da boom, like off of Price is Right when you lose these like wump bum ba da boom. That's how I felt. And so when I asked what a hank is, I swore I heard that music. And I started thinking to myself, man, these people in these chats know who I am. Most of y'all subscribed. I'm like, they probably like, that little Pinky, she really be winging that channel. She don't know what she talking about. I had no idea. And I was so embarrassed. And Marie Chavez, thank you, Marie. You're such a kind soul. She came to my rescue and said, Pinky hooks, don't worry about it. We're all here to learn. I was just like, yay. Man, if y'all had saw what I look like, my face was super duper red when I was just like, what's a hank? And everybody's like, I felt like it was crickets. Like, tell me you don't have a channel. You don't know what the term is. Man, if I had on the other wig that I had on yesterday, it was long, man, I was like sitting here covering up my face like, I was embarrassed. Like, I was super embarrassed. I was embarrassed. But anyway, yeah. And speaking of that, it was like, on Saturday nights, I normally go to Lisa Knits, her channel. She always has a live chat on Saturday. That's where I'm at on Saturday nights, in case y'all wondering. I usually will do a minimum of 2 of her live chats on Saturday. I just like it because that's where like all the overseas people are. So Lisa Knits is in Australia. And then you got Ladybird. I think Ladybird's in the UK. And then there's like a whole bunch of people that be jumping on hers from Canada and stuff. But I like hearing all the accents and everything. Okay. And so basically, I felt the need to ask a question because most of Lisa Knits, think about it, she's a knitter, but she knows how to crochet as well. And I think that a lot of people that jump on her, it seems like they are able to do both. And I feel like I'm usually the only crocheter in the crowd. It might have been another one or two in the chat, but I asked her. Now here's a question that I asked her. I said, for all the knitters, I said, do you consider people who use that machine, do you consider them to be real knitters? And it was a great discussion. Like, it was a great topic to discuss. And people are respectful. I would say 95% of those people in there was like, nope. You know, because I was just like, people who use the machine versus the needles. And I can understand if they're using the machine, if they, you know, like, because they might have problems with their hands. I can dig that, you know, but what I liked about the replies was that people said, I don't feel like they use it. They have used it too, the real knitters, or I shouldn't say the real knitters, but you know, the knitters. And they was just like, but they get more satisfaction when they're actually using the hooks because they feel like they're doing the real work. Does that make sense? And they get more satisfaction. And what I'm saying is that I want to ask questions. Sometimes there are times when y'all be talking, I'll be like, I don't know what the hell y'all talking about. I don't know what y'all saying. And I'll be too embarrassed. But then I was just like, wait, my motto is, excuse me, like, come to Pinky Hooks, where we can learn and grow together, right? And I'm glad that y'all don't clown me. You know what I'm saying? I was embarrassed. I ain't gonna lie. Because I swear, I mean, everybody's like using the term loosely, like Hank. And I'm like, who is Hank? What do y'all mean, Tom Hanks? Who is Hank? And I am trying to figure out, how do they even get that? Like, when the cakes came out, that made sense. It looked like a cake. I got that. When, remember the style, it's like, they look like eggs. Okay, that made sense. It looked like an egg. That's why I said, I was just like, man, if y'all open up your mouth and tell me something dirty, I'm out. Anyway, yeah. And then, you know what else I was thinking, y'all? I don't know. My mind tends to go far. When you live by yourself, you start letting your imagination run. I remember before I started the YouTube channel, I remember just on regular social media, you know, or whatever, like, I find it hard to believe that there are within the yarn community that there have been like secret wars between crocheters and knitters. I did not know that. I forgot how I had found out years ago. How I found out years ago that sometimes there's tension between knitters and crocheters. And I'm sorry, when I heard that, I thought it was the funniest thing I ever heard. Because let me tell you what I compare that to. That's like the Hatfields and the McCoys. I was just like, are y'all being serious right now? Like, y'all literally are arguing like which one is better. Like, oh, I mean, and I let my imagination run wild. I'm like, does it look like this? Like the knitters are like, oh, look at those savages, you know, they're using one hook, like we're using two. They're not even sophisticated enough to use, like, they don't know, like, we have skills, we have two, we don't have little hooks to help us pull. Like, I don't know. That's how I was just like, is that the kind of war that y'all having? I didn't get it. I swear I didn't get it. It's funny to me. I was just like, man, I hope that's not really still going on. Did y'all know that some people, you know, like, you know, I will say, I have heard people say that they don't like crochet because they said that crochet finished work looks like something, you know, it always looks clumpy and it looks like it's not as smooth and professional looking like a knitted finished product, whatever. Which, when I first started going back to crocheting, that's because, like, once I really got more detailed, and I was just like, oh, that's because it's probably not blocked. Everybody's work looks frumpy if it's not blocked. When I block my work, it looks good. That's just to me, you know. I've heard people say that, and I've heard people say that in the actual stores. Like, I could be standing at Joann's, you know, in the yarn section, and somebody will literally, I promise y'all, I've heard this conversation come from, you know, somebody, I guess they knit, and they was just like, yeah, I don't really like crochet because it doesn't look like, it just looks like cheap compared to knitting. And I'm standing next to them like, you don't say. Okay. Sorry, you know. I don't know. I don't know. It's just something to think about. Anyway, so that's all the video was about. This is what I need from you guys. I need a little help here. Going back to the class. What I need is, so 2 things. Number 1, about that lady that didn't show up. So that's the reason why I only had 3. And you know what? I'm really cool with how small. And I'm thinking for June, I'm actually going to tell the leasing office, you know what? Don't fill up 8. I'm only taking 4. Now, well, actually, I got 3 things to address, because what's going to happen is I've already talked to the 3 existing ladies and said, look, are you taking this craft seriously? Because if you are, I would love to see you guys in June again. So they're like, yes. So that means for June, I will need to get with the leasing office and say, I need to hold 2 classes on Saturday, because I need the newcomers that signed up for the June class. I'm not going to take my existing student and go through the basics again with them, right? So I want to be able to say the 10:30 to 11 class will be for my existing students, right? So then I guess like 12 to 1 will be for the real newbies, right? But anyway, going back to that lady, if she shows up, y'all, on Saturday, mind you, they're on single crochet and they're turning. That's what they're doing. That's what I taught them last Saturday. And when I see their work, I basically want to be able to start them on their projects depending on how good their stitches are. Should I just tell this lady, okay, like I have to work with you and to catch you up? Or if this lady if she shows back up, which I don't think she do, but if some crazy chance she shows up, do I say, I'm sorry, but you're going to have to start over and go to the June class? Like, I feel like I have the right to say it. I mean, it's a free class. You know? Yeah. What do y'all think about that? Second, what do you guys think that I have 2 Saturdays left? Is that enough? Like, I should be able to start them on their projects, and maybe they still can come out with a finished project. Remember, it's going to be 2 dishcloths and 1 bookmark, and they can be done, right? Both can be done in single crochet, right? Y'all think that's enough time? There was something else I was supposed to ask y'all. I think that's it. Yeah, so tell me what y'all think. Yeah, that's it. So now I need to go hurry up and eat. Then I gotta, wait for a little bit. Then I'm gonna have a late night workout before I go to bed. I gotta work out. So anyway, yeah, so it was good talking to y'all. I will talk to y'all soon. All right. I don't know what my mouth is going to look like. I can't wait till you pull the stitches, because now it's itching. Can you imagine your gums and the inside of your jaw and all back here? It's itching. I can't reach back there and scratch it. Anyway, all right. I'll talk to y'all later. Oh, wait. Did I already say hit like and subscribe? Yeah, give this video a thumbs up. Please give it a thumbs up. It's so important. Give it a thumbs up. Give it a thumbs up. Give it a thumbs up. Thank you. I will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.